Hi, and welcome to another use case demonstration of HP ArcSight Logger version 6. And this particular use case, I'm going to talk about how we can process raw events and use regular expressions to search through and process data that we've actually received in raw log format. So let me log in and jump straight into it. So in this particular case, we'll jump straight to the searches and show what we can do. Now, everything I've just demonstrated so far has talked about using normalized and categorized data, which is great, and it's useful, and it's incredibly easy to use, and I don't have to detail down to the individual log messages and understand what's actually going on. But in some cases, I might actually have raw log data that I want to look at and search upon as well. So a good example is here. So here we are just doing a very simple search, and I'm doing a not CEF or common event format, CEF in this particular case. So we can actually see that this is actually raw log data. It's been received. In this case, it's through syslog, and there's information. So we can actually see that there's information there, but being fully indexed and searchable, we can actually be quite clever of how we want to search for some of this log data as well. So I can actually just do loss, nagios, and then alert. So we can just look for those events and display them accordingly. So there's a bunch here, and we can see some data here. In fact, let me actually just increase that, and let's just do the last hour. So we've got a few more in there as well. We can see there's a whole bunch of events, and if I just hit the plus, we can see the actual raw log underneath. So it's useful. The great thing is we've actually got this capability called extract field. So essentially, just click that little icon. It pops up an automatic processing. So actually, it's generating the regex for me. It's not going to be perfect every single time, but the useful thing is it actually have that and allows us to do that and make it much more simple. I can edit it and I can create it myself, but the whole point here is actually make it nice and simple for me to get that data. What I'm interested in here is the RTA, or the round trip average, for some of this data as well. So actually I want to extract that particular field, and I can give it a logical name here. So if I just hit OK to that, so you can see that it's automatically inserted that into my search criteria here. And actually now what I can do is I can just add that into my search and do RTA greater than 1. So notice it actually recognizes that it's a number, and it processes it accordingly and gives me the operators as well. So now I can see there's all this log data. I can extract it. I can see the information. So we're actually seeing this is log data where there's been some sort of issue with regards to the round trip average, and I can process that accordingly. But what I can do is, if I just jump back a second, I can actually be a little bit smarter about how I want to do things as well, and I can actually use this processed information to then display into particular fields or into a report, for example. So let me just expand that again, jump back into the extract fields. So in this case, I'm going to take the IP address information here that it's discovered automatically. Call that srcaddr. I hit enter there, and I also want this field as well, and I want that one, which is the RTA. Make sure we got those. So we got the source address and the RTA, so we're extracting those. Hit OK. So now we can see that it's actually extracting those fields for me as well. I can actually do my search now, where RTA is greater than 1, and what I can do is I can just feed that into the srcaddr. So I can do a report of the top source addresses where the round trip average is greater than 1. And hey presto, there's my chart. And if I wanted to, I can even change the format and make it a pie chart, apply that, close that, and I got the data. And of course, if I wanted to, I could export that data and save it. I could even save the actual chart as well accordingly. So another very quick demonstration and scenario of using HP ArcSight Logger 6.0 as to process, in this case, raw syslog data, and actually using regular expressions to do that, where it provides me with some fields to use that I can actually do some further analysis and searching upon, as well as even doing some charting and reporting. So thank you very much for listening.